Good
Live?
evening. Yes, we're live. Good evening, gals. Thank you for being here tonight.
No,
Um,
you.
Hi. Jennifer's all the way from Mexico, down there in Mexico, and we've got Mary here, and she's out in Utah, beautiful Utah. I'm out
Yep.
here in Colorado. But thank you. My name's Monica. I'm excited to be here tonight with these gals because we have a big message that we are sharing with the world. We need more voices. But I'm going to start off talking a little bit about insulin resistance, and I never knew what that was, but a lot of us struggling with belly fat. We are struggling, even though we're exercising and we think we're eating healthy, we still can't budge certain things. It just doesn't seem to work no matter what we do, and the frustration is real. And so we're going to share with you tonight a solution to these problems is natural. I mean, we all get really frustrated. I know when I had put on some weight, I went to the gym and everything, but I used to go shopping and you get these cute clothes, you want to try them on, nothing fits and you get frustrated. And I lived in Michigan for a long time. You can always, us women, I don't know what men do, but us women, we can squeeze ourselves into that shapewear, right? And put jeans on and it's squeezed in, but how does that feel? And then when it gets warmer, and we can do that hibernating in the winter, but when it gets warmer, we can't hide anymore. So that was a big thing for me when I put on my weight. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. And then you're going to hear from these incredible ladies. They have such incredible stories to share with you. So hang tight. Don't go anywhere. But who here doesn't know what insulin resistance is? I didn't. I've been I've been in the wellness space for like, oh my goodness, over 25 years. And I was taught, mind you, it was the wrong thing. Now I know it, but I was taught that you should eat 3 meals a day and snack during the day several times to keep your metabolism up, right? So I'm a runner. I've run 10 marathons. I've always been very active. And that's what I used to do. Especially, I'm telling you right now, before like a big run, I would stuff my face. Like the night before, they'd carb us up with pasta. The next day, I ate bagels with cream cheese and all kinds of stuff. Well, I know I was going to use energy, but we have enough energy in our body, just saying. So we're going to show that today. But just a little bit about my background. Like I said, I've been in the wellness space for 25 years. And um, lo and behold, it's been several years now, but my mom ended up with cancer. She got very sick. First, she had the psoriasis, which now I know insulin resistance shows up on the skin first. She did have skin tags too, and then she just started getting really sick, and we found out that she had stage 4 colon cancer. I mean, it was devastating because I mean, just the sound of cancer is it's almost like right away it's over kind of thing. And anyway, so I was her primary caretaker. I was living in Michigan and she was in Canada in Toronto area, so I would drive back and forth constantly. And I would do it 100 times over, a million times over again. But it took a toll on my health too because of all the traveling and everything. And with all the stress and everything, I put on a lot of weight while I was looking after her. And at the same time, I was also going through a divorce. So those two things don't make a good combination. But I really wish I would have known now or then what I know now because my mom before that already, my grandma had type 2 diabetes. I never knew it was reversible. I assumed, and when you go to the doctor, you go to a new doctor, you fill out all these papers, they say all your relatives what they've had. I assumed I was just going to get type 2 diabetes. I didn't know what the cause was, right? So I just thought it was going to be in my genes. That's how I thought. And my grandmother had it, my mom got it, and then of course my mom passed away from the cancer and she ended up passing away. And I have this really cute picture of her I have to share with you, my mom. So let me pull it up and then I'll share my screen. But, it was devastating when I lost her. And I really, really, really wish I would have had more education at the time. But here's my mom. She was my best friend. She was an amazing woman.
Oh,
Anyways, she beautiful. And,
beautiful.
she ended up leaving us way too soon before her time. And that's when I blew up. My health went to pot. I was eating all kinds of junk food with all the stress. And I also was drinking not just glasses of wine, but a lot more. And this is what happened to me. I know it's kind of embarrassing to show, but I need to show you my before to make the story really mean something. On the right-hand side, you see how big I got. And I'm smiling in that picture, but I'm telling you right now, I was not a happy camper. I was very down, depressed. And you can see me. This was Niagara Falls. I was still running, but look at this extra weight on me. I mean, you can see the poofiness and everything in both the pictures of my face. You'd think someone that's that active would not have that excess weight on it. Okay. But I didn't know it, but a good friend of mine told me. His name is Trent. He said, I think you're insulin resistant. And I said, what is that? So I'm going to share it with you in a minute. But when he shared with me what we're going to share with you tonight, a protocol that gives us two tools that will make reduced meal frequency much easier. So when you're fasting, it makes it easier. And we're going to put some stuff back in our diet, like our fiber, and back into our lifestyle. So our body's getting what it needs. In 90 days of doing that, I went down 25 pounds in 4 dress sizes and inches. It looks like I lost a lot more, but, and this isn't, by the way, we're not talking about a weight loss protocol tonight. It's just that it's a metabolic to get your metabolic health back in order. But if you have weight to lose, my goodness, it'll just fall off. Anyways, it didn't just do that. I was on thyroid medication. I got off of that in 90 days. My doctors had me on hormone replacement. That cost me $350 out of pocket every single 3 months because insurance didn't cover it. And the doctors were just ready when I looked like that to put me on a statin. And I remember this is exactly when I found out about this protocol. And I took it to my doctor because I'll show you the clinical studies that's in the physician's desk reference. And I showed it to him. And he said, go for it. And I would have done it anyways, whether he said go for it or not. I was going to do it because I did not want to get on any drugs. I've been very much against that my entire life. So you can see my before and after. So anybody here listening tonight, if you don't know what insulin resistance is, let me show you. Okay, this is, look at this circle here. And I'll actually, 93% of American adults, and it's not just in America anymore, it's everywhere, are metabolically unhealthy. You know, we have belly fat, skin tags, inflammation. Here's a little bit more examples. There's just an unlimited list from cataracts to gout. I mean, they're not even all listed here. But if you have sleep apnea, your metabolism's slow, you think you're having trouble getting a clear mind and thinking about things. Women, PCOS. I mean, how many women are suffering with polycystic ovarian cysts nowadays? And then also women not being able to get pregnant. Big problem nowadays. Men are not out of the picture. They get erectile dysfunction. We already have 30-year-olds running around with ED. That's not normal. It's because of insulin resistance. It comes down to the root. Migraines, Alzheimer's, and dementia are now recognized as type 3 diabetes. So it all comes back down to this. So why is this happening? First of all, this was something out of the New York Post that really caught my attention. 9 out of 10 top diseases that we have that people are dying from, including heart disease, are lifestyle related and preventable. That should be a wake-up call. Okay. So why is this happening? And when I finally saw this, it all made sense to me. First of all, we're eating and snacking all the time. I mean, it's big pharma and the big food industry is not our friends. You know, they came out with cereals back in the 50s, I guess it was, maybe before then, Kellogg's and all them, and they wanted to make money to sell their cereals. So they convinced the masses that we should be eating breakfast as soon as we get up. And what do we eat for breakfast? We have cereal with, we have waffles and all these kind of things. They jack up our blood sugar first thing in the morning. And then because our blood sugar is high, we have a crash usually. And then in that crash, we want to eat more. So we snack. We snack because our blood sugar is high and our glucose is high. Then we have lunch. In this example, guess what we do? We have another snack around 2, another snack around 4. Then it's dinner time. After dinner, we sit down, watch TV, and guess what do? We snack. So my goodness, I mean, we're constantly elevating our blood sugar. And then this is the other thing that's a problem. All the fiber's been removed from our foods. I mean, fiber doesn't taste that good, and the food industry knows that. So they took the fiber out of everything and put other stuff in it. So we have no more fiber in our diets. I just saw a show that talked about the amount of fiber that people used to eat in normal daily consumption of food. We don't even come close to that anymore. We're way below that. And so the fiber's removed. And I like this apple example because if you went and you had apples in front of you, and you guys can answer me, how many apples could you eat before you're stuffed? One, two,
One.
three?
Yeah.
One. Okay. So how many apples do you think it takes to make some apple juice? Maybe eight,
Four.
10? Yeah, or four, depending on the actual. Well, the fiber's been removed and everything, whoever your creator, whatever you believe in, everything in nature is in perfect harmony, right? So everything is wrapped in fiber, even sugar. Sugar cane is wrapped in fiber. So everything's wrapped in fiber in nature. We remove it and we drink apple juice. We might as well be drinking pure sugar. Okay, there's no more fiber in it. Same with this rice. I mean, we all like that delicious white rice, but the fiber's been removed. So this is what we're going to discuss today because when we eat all the time, our insulin is elevated, our glucose is constantly spiking, our insulin is struggling to come back down, but it can't because our glucose is high. And extended periods of time of living this lifestyle, what happens is we become pre-diabetic. And this is from 2022 from the CDC. 84.1 million Americans were pre-diabetic. And you know the shocker is here? 9 out of 10 of us didn't know it. I was one of those. I didn't even know what pre-diabetes was. Okay. And when you're pre-diabetic for an extended period of time, it could take 5 years, it could take 10 years. All of a sudden you go to the doctor, and guess what happens? The doctor says you are type 2 diabetic. And 30.3 million people have diabetes in this country, and this was 2022. Of course, it's higher now. That's 1 out of every 10 of your friends. So if you have a gathering, like we had a party this weekend at our house, there was like, I think around 30 people. So we know for sure that at least 3 people that were here were diabetic. And actually, in discussion, we found out it was much higher, you know, because everybody started talking about their health. And 1 out of 4 people don't even know it till they get all kinds of conditions and things happening that they go to the doctor and they get told. And they wonder, how did this happen? And what does the medical big pharma do for us? The solution they give us, and it says the competition, it's really not the competition, but it is kind of, I guess, of pharmaceuticals like statins are prescribed to us, metformin, Ozempic, surgery. You know, everybody's doing these GLP-1 shots now. There's so many horrible side effects. So we're going to show you tonight, which is really, whoops, I went to Mary. We're going to show you tonight how there's 2 things you can incorporate back in your life to get your metabolic health back in order and actually have these conditions can reverse themselves. Type 2 diabetes is totally reversible. So I don't know if you guys know Dr. Jason Fung. I recommend everybody get this book here. He wrote the Diabetes Code. He's a doctor from Toronto, and he took type 2 diabetics and within 3 to 6 months had them off all their medications. How did he do that? He reduced their meal frequency so they weren't jacking up their blood sugar all the time. That's a huge lesson. And people hear, oh, intermittent fasting, I'm going to get a headache, I'm going to feel sick, I'm going to be dizzy. We're going to show you some tools tonight that will make intermittent fasting really easy. You won't even have to worry about it. The next thing we're going to incorporate and talk about is the fiber that we just discussed. Fiber's our friend, especially if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, because what it does, it controls your blood sugar. Fiber cannot be digested. So it's in there and it moves its way out slowly through your intestines. So with people, it reduces the risk of heart disease. If you're diabetic, because fiber can't be broken down, it causes the blood sugar spikes not to go up. It keeps them down. It keeps your blood sugar levels in target. The other thing it does, it protects your heart. Why? It lowers your cholesterol. It lowers your triglycerides and it reduces your risk of heart disease, which is the #1 killer worldwide. The other thing is gut issues, you know, IBS, dysbiosis, mental health issues. They have studied now and found out that we have 2 brains. Our gut health and our brain are both connected. If we have horrible gut health and our microbiome's in bad shape, so is our mental our brains. We're not just not functioning right. A lot of anxiety, depression can happen. And of course, the big one, obesity. We have an obesity problem in the not just this country, in the world, because of all these things we've discussed. So when you have a proper fiber, which we'll share with you tonight, you cannot eat as much. It keeps you satiated, so you just can't eat as much. Okay. And yeah, you can get a lot of fiber from eating salads and vegetables, but you'd have to eat a lot to get the fiber that your body needs. So we're going to show you a solution. So just before I go there, though, I want to bring on a very wonderful, I'm going to stop share for a minute here. Sweet lady from Utah, Mary. She has had incredible results. And while you're talking, I'm going to pull up your picture, okay?
Oh,
That
okay.
and you've gone much further than what this picture shows. This was like a
Yeah,
short
yeah,
range.
I should send you some new ones.
Please do.
Okay, well,
Go
everybody,
for it.
I am very excited to share about this protocol. I am 76 years old.
You
I
don't
don't
look
know,
at.
thank you. I don't know when that happened, but it just keeps happening. And as I was progressing along in life, um, and aging started happening, so did changes in my body. Well, I started off at age 21 in the medical world. I worked in a hospital pharmacy, was the pharmacist and me, just the two of us. And this guy taught me a lot about healthcare. And the one thing he said to me is never ever take medications unless you're going to die without them. So, okay, that was easy because he said they all had side effects. Well, as it goes, I went into the field of respiratory therapist. I was always very interested in healthcare. I got married, had 4 kids, realized that I needed to do something else. And as I made changes in life, I ended up with 4 kids and a husband and being the wife of a rancher. And we did everything healthy. I worked hard, had kids, had a lot of fun, never understanding that as life moved along, life happened and things happened. And I had 3 daughters and 1 son. 3 daughters have had medical problems and did not understand why. So I was always kind of researching. And that story of researching has helped to lead me to where I am today. Bottom line, I was always so focused on health and wellness and wanting to stay healthy myself. I got involved in um, other medical practices, and I helped to open a wellness center in Providence, Utah. There were 4 of us. And one of the things that we added to our wellness center, and my main focus was blood flow. So, as I worked with blood flow with a product called Beamer, bioelectromagnetic energy regulation, just fabulous for the body. Well, it was introduced to us one night that we needed to add an exercise program to our wellness center. And that exercise program made sense to me. I started doing some workout with this exercise program. And the owner of the company said to me, Mary, you need to lose 30 pounds. Like, oh, okay, okay.
Thank you.
I thought I looked just fine and dandy, and I was always focused on health and wellness. And at this point in time, my daughters were not to their stage of illness, but I get a little bit of sidetracked here. So he said, Mary, you need to lose 30 pounds. Okay, like going to go buy a new dress, I'll lose 30 pounds. And at that point in time, I started to do this. Well, 2 of my business partners were personal trainers. Now, granted, they were younger than me, like 20 and 15 years younger. They worked out all the time. So they got me set up on a workout schedule and told me that you need to get up and start eating first thing in the morning after you're up for a half hour. And then you're going to eat 2 to 3 hours every all day so that you can keep your metabolism burning, so you can get this weight off. Okay, well, guess what? That didn't work. It was just the opposite. I did not work out 2 to 4 hours a day like those ladies did. I was just me. And So I got very discouraged, and then I started doing all kinds of diets. Nothing worked. You name the diet, I did it. And now I was becoming very depressed. So over a 6 year period of time of working out, reasonably working out every day, eating good every day. I thought I was eating good, but I wasn't, because I didn't know how to eat good. Well, as I became very, very discouraged, I started doing a lot more research. And one day I discovered a book called The Cholesterol Myth, which told me that the cause of cardiovascular disease was not cholesterol, it was insulin resistance. I went, what?
There's that word again. There's that
What?
word again.
What is insulin resistance? I had no idea what it was. Well, as I was reading this book, it began to explain to me why eating 6 to 8 times a day and everything that I was doing wasn't doing anything to me but making me worse. I had no idea what to do. So now I had this word. Now I knew that what my problem was, that I was insulin resistance. And guess what? I had some of the signs. I had skin tags. I had belly fat that my company owner said, lose 30 pounds of belly fat. Um, there we go. And it was all around my waist. I hated it. I was embarrassed. And there's nothing worse than being embarrassed. So, anyway, when I have another friend that we have been involved in health and wellness for 33 years together, she calls me up and says, Mary, I know why we can't lose weight. And I said, why? Because I've tried everything, including all the stuff that she was also trying. And she said, because we're insulin resistant. And I went, oh, you're right. But what do we do about it? So she says, I've got this really good protocol. I'm going to introduce it to you. I've been trying it, it's helping me. And I said, okay, now I am technically a scientist at heart. So I'm the person you have to show me the hardcore research. I had to get books, I had to watch videos, I had to do research and training. And guess what? This was what I was looking for. And so I got some of this product and tried it, set myself up on this protocol, which seemed really scary because that word that word fasting scared me because I'm a real foodie and I like to eat, including I eat late at night, or at least I used to. That eating late at night is not good for you. So as I did follow this protocol, guess what, you guys?
I
I
see it.
I lost 30, well, I actually lost 28 pounds in six
Whoa.
days. Okay, now I've lost a little bit more than that. My waist has shrunk up a little bit more than that. And I had to give away bags of clothes because none of my clothes fit me anymore. And I
Bad
knew,
problem, right?
yeah,
Wow.
I knew it wasn't coming back because now I knew what caused it. And I I just have loved every second of it. I'm not hungry at night anymore because I you're going to explain the tools, but
Yep.
I used the tools to get me through this fasting stage. And once I learned how to do this, I get up, I eat my first meal in the morning. I eat at about 12:30 or 1 o'clock every day. And I have a fiber before I eat, and I have a nice meal. I've learned to choose better foods instead of all carbs, which has been my favorite. I start with fiber first, and then I get good protein and good fats. I probably eat half a cube of butter a day, and I'm not kidding. I love butter.
I
And
do too. It's
I
good
love
fat
it.
though.
And and so I learned it's not so important as what I eat as when I eat what I eat. And
Very good.
that fiber was the key. So here is my mantra. I do fast, fiber first, then food, and I feel like I'm really have feasted. I am
That's
so
awesome.
happy.
Well,
So
I'm telling you, Mary, I look at your picture and I've met you in person now. We didn't know each other in person. You look
yeah.
remarkable.
Well, yeah, and that picture in my little side view was literally just well,
This
oh,
was only 3 months. This was
3
only three
months.
months into
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
it was three
So,
months.
so
Oh,
that
I said I have my results in 60 days. I'm nervous. I have that's 90 days. I did that in 90 days. My point being is that um, if you're instead of getting medication, you get education, the body just takes care of itself.
our
And
body is miraculous at healing itself when we give them the right tools. So I want to
so,
go over
and one
those.
one thing I do want to say, my biggest deal was that I wanted to lose that weight that I was so embarrassed of. But I had other things happen. My blood sugar levels came down. My blood pressure came down. I had a terrible body ache that I had been diagnosed with while I was eating, 6 to 8 times a day, called polymyalgia rheumatica. It's such insane pain, and it is from inflammation of the body. Women particularly get it as they move along in age. So my PMR was gone, my blood sugar is down, my blood pressure was down because I didn't understand why that was creeping up either. One day my blood pressure was 175 over 94, and as a respiratory therapist, former person, I go, oops, that's heart attack time, that's stroke time. And so I was going to lose fat, but I gained health. I gained health, and not only that, I I just got so happy.
Well, you look really wonderful, Mary. Thank you for sharing that journey and talk about inflammation. We're going to cover that for a minute with this drink that we have. So let's move along here. We've got to get through this here so we don't keep everybody late tonight.
Okay,
Um,
thank
but
you.
thank you. And we're don't go because I'm going to bring you back later before we end everything up. But we've got Jennifer. We're going to introduce in just a second. Okay, just to hold on. She's down there in Mexico. Thank you for being with us and being patient here. But real quick, I want to share just a couple of quick stories here before we go into what the protocol is, because everybody goes, well, what are you guys taking to have these results? Well, I want to share a couple more stories here real quick. This is a gal, Tanya. She's been on a breathing machine for most of her life, all day long, okay, for a long, long time. Using this protocol in 13 or 18 months, she got off the breathing machine. Now she only uses it at night. She's reversed her type 2 diabetes. Her high blood pressure is gone. She's off 4 medications. Her triglycerides are down. And she's lost 45 pounds. And you can see in this picture, her husband has shrunk. This is remarkable. Another story I really want to quickly share is my husband. We were in Costa Rica last year, from December. His birthday's on the 24th. So we had his birthday down there. We went down there for a month. And with 9 days left on our vacation, because it rains in Costa Rica a lot, there was some water on the patio. He slipped and fell and shattered his femur. So this was 9 days left on the trip. And you can see there's a picture of him here in the wheelchair. That's our way, that's to the airport trying to fly back to Denver. He was immobile. He could not move, he could not walk, enough just to get downstairs into our rec room where we have a couch so he could go to pull out couch and a recliner so it was comfortable for him to sleep. But he was down there from January till April before he was even able to move. And in that condition, without exercising or anything, he put on weight. He was depressed. He also was eating more. He was drinking. And that picture in the middle here in April was during the night when he woke up one night and he was disgusted with how he felt about himself. And he took that picture. And it's really daunting what happened to him. And he made a decision that night that he was going to get on this protocol and really do it. And from April till before we went hunting, which was in October, Anyways, he lost 30 pounds. You can see the difference. He did that without counting calories. He did that without dieting. He did that without exercise, just using the two tools we're going to teach you today. So this is not a diet. Diet means deprivation. We're going to give you tools to make everything easier and let your body heal by itself. So I just had to share that real quickly. I mean, it's not just adults. This one last thing here I want to show you. This is a 9-year-old. He already had fatty liver disease at 9 years old. It's not from alcohol. That used to be a problem at 40, fatty liver. He got on the field grade system here, this protocol, and now he's a normal child. It took him 4 months. Okay, so this affects everybody. It's not anymore just adults, it's a lot of us. So let's talk about the fiber. This fiber we're going to share with you tonight is an amazing fiber. It's been studied by the Cleveland Clinic. That's the #1 heart hospital in the world. They were looking for something to eliminate statins, and they studied this fiber here. And this is not a fiber like a benefiber or metamucil. These are great fibers to help you go poop. They're a one-source fiber. This fiber here has 7 fibers in them. 4 of them are patented, and they're both insoluble and soluble fibers. So it's been studied by the Cleveland Clinic, also the University of Sydney. The University of Sydney is the glycemic index inventors. They invented the glycemic index. And they proved that with this fiber, if you take this before you eat, just mix it with water and chug it just before you eat, you can reduce your blood glucose levels by 28%. That's huge. Okay. This fiber here is also in the physician's desk reference. The physician's desk reference is the doctor's Bible. When they look up a prescription to put you on, they look through it, they can see the clinicals, they can see the side effects, they can look at all that stuff. Well, this product is in there, and it's not a pharmaceutical, it's a nutraceutical. The reason it's in there is because it has studies, clinical studies that validate what it does. So that's something remarkable. I took this to my doctor when he was ready to put me on a statin, and he looked it up right in his office, and he said, well, go for it. It's food. Anybody can use this. Kids can use it. So this is more than just a fiber. It's a pre-meal drink formulated to support and give you crucial fiber support. It keeps you satiated, slows digestion of carbs, gives you healthy blood glucose, insulin, cholesterol, and triglyceride levels. And like you see here, it's plant-based. There are 7 fibers in them. 4 of them are patented. Nobody can copy this. And we're going to show you where you can get it at a discount so that you can start changing your life with this. So this is what it does. We just went over that, and it turns really thick. This is not something you want to sip on. You mix it, shake it up, and chug it, but just before you eat. But here's an example of what it looks like in your body. So without this fiber, when you eat something, we have this elevated blood sugar. Our insulin is elevated, and whatever comes down, goes up, must come down. When we have this crash down here, that's where it triggers cravings, and we eat more. With this fiber, if you take it just before you eat, you can see the difference. There's not this elevation. Everything is steady, peasy, easy peasy. So you burn fat easier, your hunger's controlled, your cravings are controlled, you have steady energy. There's over 30 clinical studies scientifically validating this. It's plant-based, so it's halal, kosher, and gluten-free. Anybody can use it. Okay, so that's the fiber. It comes in these little packets. It's remarkable. So let's get to the second thing, and this is what Mary was talking about with her inflammation, everything. This is an incredible drink from South America. It's been down there. I mean, they've been drinking it for a long, long time. It makes fasting easier. Why? Because when you sip on this, it makes it so you're not hungry. It supports you mentally in a big way. It helps maintain endurance. So if you're exercising or working out, it helps with that. It promotes keeping you satiated, which is amazing. So it helps with weight management. The other thing it does, it increases your ketone production by 70%, which is really awesome when you're in a fasted state. And if you've struggled with fasting, this will make it so that you don't feel lightheaded. I take this with me. This morning I went swimming we have an Olympic sized pool up here. I did 50 laps, and I have this at the end of the pool. And I can swim, I can do all kinds of things. I feel great. It's not like I'm exhausted. So I just sip on this here. And what's so important about this specific Unimate, this is purified. This company took the best aspects out of it. They grow their own in South America. They purified, but they took the best parts of it out. And what it does is, everybody's on these shots nowadays, these GLP shots, the metformin, all that stuff. This here will increase your own production because it's a hormone just like insulin in your gut by 67%. So who would need a shot? You can use this here. It's natural. It's a food. Anybody can use it because GLP-1 is a hormone just like insulin's a hormone. It's our master switch for our metabolism. So unfortunately, because of our food environment and everything, our body's not producing as much in the gut. So when you drink this here, this Unimate, sip on it while you're fasting, it's going to turn that switch back on. So your body is producing 67% more GLP naturally. Really remarkable. So let me show you the solution here. So we talked about the products. We have two tools here. One of them is the fiber, and one of them is the Unimate. So the fiber you take before you eat. If you eat two big meals a day, take it twice a day. This is like a bunch of vegetables and a salad in a jug, and you can drink it. You'll get more than you could on eating all the vegetables you want to eat. So you take it before your biggest meal, chug it, and then eat normal. Don't diet, don't count calories, just add it to your lifestyle. So the second thing we do is the Unimate. This is our fasting drink. So anytime you're fasting, like from, I'll give you an example, and Mary was talking about this in the evening when you finish your last meal, figure when your eating window's done, start your fast. So you're using your nighttime sleeping time for fasting. So you can get that good 16 hours in there. In the morning when you wake up, instead of breakfast, you mix this up. You can drink it hot or cold. It's delicious. And you just sip on it all morning. It's going to get rid of all that food noise. At lunchtime, if you break your fast, eat some good proteins, like Mary said. And then after lunch, mix up another one and sip on it. I drink 2 or 3 of these a day. They're fabulous. That's the protocol. It's so easy. And it works out. You get a box like this when you order it. Works out to $5 a day. You get 2 boxes of Unimate. You can mix your flavor. You get 1 box of fiber. And it's a month's supply. It works out to about $5 a day, less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks or wherever you get your coffee. And it gets rid of this food noise, so you're not snacking anymore, which is remarkable. So now I want to introduce this sweet lady down from from Mexico. See, you tell your story. She's had amazing results in a very short period of time because she just got started. So Jennifer, tell everybody where you're from in Mexico and tell us your story.
Perfect. I'm in the Gulf Coast. Thanks so much, Monica. Yeah, I'm here in Veracruz, and I've been here for 10 years, but my journey really started when I got pregnant because I got a lot of water retention in my legs. And everyone told me this is normal, it'll go away. So 3 years after my pregnancy, I still had giant cankles, ankles that were inflamed. As well as feet problems, and varicose veins as well. And I developed some skin tags on my chest as well during my pregnancy. And I did not know that was insulin resistance a signal of. So I was like, ooh, when I heard about your system, I thought this is interesting science. And the purity of the ingredients really brought me in, the science behind the ingredients. So I said, oh, what do I have to lose? Let me try it and see what happens. The first 2 days, I was blown away. My husband and I are both taking the protocol, and right away, our whole system became less inflamed. So, like my husband's stomach, IBS, all that within like 2 to 3 days, which I don't know if it's very fast for people, but we felt it right away. And the energy boost was incredible. Clarity of mind, being able to make a decision, thinking, being focused on one task at a time, not being scatterbrained. Right away, that all that came into focus and became clear.
Wow.
The inflammation in the legs brought down my varicose veins, and I've only been on it for 5 weeks. So also the stomach, so much less inflammation, like you say, puffiness. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is gone in the stomach. And right away, I'd say 3 weeks, my jeans became like loose, so less tight. So I was really impressed. And just yesterday, I noticed a skin tag on my chest had disappeared. So I know it is working on the inside as well as the outside. I'm very impressed after 5 weeks, and I recommend anyone to try it. Even if you are healthy, even if you're an athlete, you will get something out of this. Insulin resistance is huge, and you can see a benefit. Inflammation is the first thing of disease. So let's
Yes.
lessen the inflammation in our bodies.
You're making, thanks, you're making a big point there. Inflammation is the source of most of our diseases when our body's inflamed.
Exactly.
So, and I hope you got some before pictures of your ankles somewhere that you can share with us sometime, because that's remarkable. And
I
I
did.
remember you mentioned it like very quickly. I mean,
Yeah. Like the first week, I was very impressed, and I was telling everyone, all my family, my friends, I was evangelical. Like, you must get on this.
no, that's incredible. And the thing about the skin tag, that's where usually insulin shows up. And I've had others that said within, and yours is really fast. It's been what, 5 weeks, right?
Exactly.
So I've had some people, and everybody is different. I've had some people come with me and then they say to me, it took 90 days or 3 months. All of a sudden their skin tags they were just
Gone.
falling off. I
Yeah.
mean, it sounds kind of gross, but it's, you know, usually you go to a doctor like an what are they called? Those dermatologists, and they cut them off. They're just
Yes.
going to come back. They're just going to come back. They're not getting to the root, right? Come
Exactly. It's
on.
coming from the inside. Doing treatments on the outside is not going to help. You need to fix at cellular level. Mm-hmm.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm just trying to pull something else up here. I'm so excited for your results. They get me really excited. But I'm going to show you guys right now. All us gals on here today, we have a discount on this protocol. Okay, and I'm going to show you right now. Let me share my screen again for a minute. Whoops. Where did that go? Hold on. But Jennifer, I'm so excited that you're down there in Mexico, because I lived in Mexico for 2 years. I love the food in Mexico. But
Yes,
just like here in the US, there's a lot of people that are pre-diabetic in Mexico and diabetic.
there is. And
So,
it's constant eating. You have tacos, then you go for corn, then you go for waffles. Everyone's always eating. Yes.
you have all those nice food I mean, the street food. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
exactly.
I know. It's hard to resist.
It is.
But
Yeah.
we have a discount link that we can share with you. So, Jennifer is down in Mexico, so she can I can show you how that goes. And Mary's there in Utah, but get with us so that you can get the discount link. And I'm going to share that with you right now. When they share a discount link with you, it's going to take you to a page that looks something like this. Can you guys see my page? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it comes here and you'll see who referred you, but up in the right-hand corner, you see there's a flag. So you can change that flag to 63 countries. This is available in 63 countries with in your own currency, which is awesome. So if you're in Canada, like Jennifer's already shared it with her Canadian friends because she's Canadian, eh? If you're in Colombia, Dominican Republic, Mexico, Puerto Rico, she's in Mexico. But look at all these European countries. This is like incredible. Asia, Middle East, and Africa. So if you go up here, you can change the country flag to any country you want. Just wanted to point that out. And then when you get to this page here, you can customize your package to what flavors you want. On the Unimate, you can mix and match. Same thing with the fiber. It comes in mixed berry and natural orange. It's like a creamsicle. It's delicious. And then what I would recommend, I'm a person that likes to save money. No matter what, I'm always saving money. So you can do a one-time purchase, but you're paying more money. Like in the United States, for a month supply, if you went right to the company direct, you'd get it for $235. If you use the discount code that we can supply you with, you can do a one-time purchase for $169, but you still have to pay shipping. If you do the subscription, which I do, and I know Mary does, and I know Jennifer does, you'll get, not only do you get an additional $10 off, it's only $159, but you also get free shipping. That's $20 you're saving, right? And it's not like you're locked into anything. You can cancel anytime, but you also get this cute little gift here. You get this cute hand mixer. I like gifts too, so I like both those things, saving money and getting gifts. Okay. And then you also get, everybody gets this money back guarantee. This is remarkable. I almost forgot to mention that. We get a 90-day money back guarantee and a fasting app that we have access to, which you'll get as soon as you order. And you just keep track of when you eat, when you take your Unimate, when you take your balance, the fiber, and they give you a 90-day money back guarantee. How many diets have we been on? How many programs have we been on? How many shakes have we bought? How many gyms have we joined? No one ever said to me, you know, if you're not happy after 90 days, you can get your money back. I went, whoa. When I heard that, I said, I'm in because I'm going to save money. Plus, I get a money back guarantee. And, you know, it's now been over 3 years. This protocol has saved me so much money on our groceries. I mean, my husband and I both, I haven't even really sat down, but I know it's over $350 a month because we don't have all these snacks around the house anymore. And also we're not drinking alcohol like we used to. It just kind of got the desire away for that and made some decisions. You know how expensive that is. So add up all the snacks, add up all that extra food, and you're only eating sometimes one meal a day. You're missing breakfast. Maybe you're eating 2 meals a day. I mean, you save money. Why would you ever want to go back on a diet?
That's so true. I forgot to say that. Exactly. The food noise. I was so surprised. I wasn't wanting food. My brain wasn't asking for food. So the snacking right away. And then the meal size too. You feel full at like 3/4 of your plate. So you don't need to have these giant plates of food,
Yeah,
right?
you downsize, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
I think the biggest thing for me, I was surprised at how much money that I saved over and above what we were doing because I mean, I told you I was a foodie. I love food, but guess what? I don't cook. And so we would eat out a lot. I mean, always. And somebody said to me, "Well, what do you do?" And I said, "I don't cook, I Costco." And they have great foods. However, as I learned what my food choices were about, getting really good proteins and good fats, and I love that I can eat all the butter I want. I love butter. Everything's better with butter on it. We know that. And I've just saved a lot of money. And my husband is using the fiber, not the fiber, the tea right now. He's using the Unimate tea. He loves it. He was suffering with gout. That helps to keep the inflammation down. I mean, we're big time what we call lifers. Somebody said, "Well, Mary, you lost a little over 30 pounds. Are you going to still keep doing this?" And I said, "Yeah, it's not a diet, it's food. It's
Well,
food
yeah, and it
health."
fixes your metabolism. So I've had that question before too. People say, well, how long are you going to stay on it? And I say, well, how long would you continue to go to the gym and exercise? If you stop doing it, you're going to go back to your old habits. So these are two tools that just make it easy. $1.60 a packet, $5 a day. You're easy peasy. I have the smallest little purse ever since COVID. I can put my little packages in there and take it with me everywhere. It's like it's become a lifestyle and can you imagine? I'm 65 now. I'm not on any medications. I mean, I go to the doctor for my annual checkup and they say, well, how many medications they're ready to write down? I say nothing. They go, because it's metabolically getting your body back in shape. So anything you guys want to add, just sentences just before we sign off?
I just want to add this. I mean, we all want to be healthy, but unless we're healthy, we're not happy. And my happiness level is just wonderful. It
Thank you,
really
Mary.
is wonderful. And
Thank
my
you. That's
health
awesome.
is really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I would say, and I do say to people, what is the value of your health? Like, how do you value your health? $5 a day is nothing for health, right? And when you get
No,
sick, It's way more than that. So let's do prevention. Let's reestablish and regenerate ourselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what? Just one more thing to add on before we sign off. You're not sick till you're sick. We can go a long time and we think we're great, and all of a sudden something happens and we're sick and we go, whoa, how did this happen? So this here, it's not a miracle. It's getting our body back what it does. So I guess to me, it is a miracle because it gives our health back, and it just makes everything, your body start healing and going in the right direction. It's a solution. So ladies, I thank you for being here tonight. I really appreciate your stories are so inspiring. Thank you for sharing. And if you know Jennifer, you're watching this, get with her. She can help you get started. Same with Mary, get with her.
Thanks, Monica. You're so
don't
kind.
Yeah, don't forget to ask questions. Message us. It's on Facebook. Wherever we are, we're there. So message us.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Monica, for inviting us to be here.
We'll do this again.